I mean, it's a lovely day out today and it's probably too bright. Okay, so what have I done this week? So I was going through some old MiniDV tapes at my dad's place and discovered a handful that were labelled skate, dating back from about 2002 to 2004 maybe. I had a camcorder and I was studying film as well, so I used to shoot video of my brother and his mates skating. He was up for me sharing it. Anyway, it was quite nostalgic. The reason I started skateboarding then was just really to hang out with my brother, who, well, we didn't live together, so it was a good excuse to hang out with him, and I wanted to be able to skate as well. I don't know whether I just had my mind on other things, or like, you know, there's some things you try, and if you don't instantly feel like you're getting it, you kind of back away from it. And I think that's kind of how I was with skating at the time, hence the different mindset when I'm older, when I'm a bit like, you know that you can learn and you have to put the time in. Anyway, so it's been a bit nostalgic. It's also been a little bit depressing. You know, I feel like an outsider quite a lot, or like, you know, I get that kind of imposter syndrome. I get it at work, I get it as a skateboarder. I had it then massively as a skateboarder. It doesn't really go away, but I know that everyone gets that. Anyway, I had a look through the footage and I wanted to share a few clips, and I think I'm going to do this in two parts now. This week I'm going to share some of the more kind of like, you know, just us on our local bits, and I've gone and had a little look at where we used to skate as well, which was quite good fun. And then next week I'll share a little bit of the kind of South Bank stuff. Yeah, so this intro is way too long. You know, maybe this is just like kids messing around in low quality video format, but I found it quite interesting. I thought I'd share it here, so let's have a look. Having been looking back at that really old footage and like seeing my brother and his mates skating and the stuff that we kind of filmed in the area that we grew up, I just thought I'd jump in the car and have a little scoot down and see what it looks like now. That's what's brought me down to the underpass at like what you might call North Greenwich, but we always said was Charlton. The Millennium Dome was sort of just been, it had been around for a couple of years because it was done for the Millennium, but like it wasn't what it is now, so it wasn't the O2, and that whole area wasn't like overly developed. It was a bit of a kind of like no man's land. And we had seen this spot in a Heroin video. I think it was from like Everything's Gonna Be Alright. I'll drop like just a clip of Foz doing something on the hip here. I think Foz lived in New Cross at the time, so he kind of like was a local. And anyway, we came down here to see what could be done. Still professing the fact that I really couldn't skate, but the other boys could skate. My brother Max was getting there. His mate Mike was sort of like getting there as well, but their friend Max, another Max, who had been skating for a while, he was pretty good. So the clips of him here are like really impressed me today. When I was here, I wouldn't have even been able to roll up this bank. Like, so I'm gonna, you know, do a flipping kick turn on it today. This ever-changing landscape of like box and banks. There's even a concreted in quarter pipe to wall ride. And then there's a curb, bank to curb as well here. Unfortunately, right now, the whole area is covered in concrete dust or dust of some sort. So I'm trying to like undust my feet, but it's everywhere. Anyway, let's see if I can get some clips. Unbelievable but enjoyable thing in that never have I been able to even do that on this ramp, so that's nice. Feels alright, that was probably alright. Enough for this little taster anyway. So yeah, me and Andy came here on like our second day of learning to skate. I just learned how to kick turn. He just learned how to shove it. He does a shove it on that bank. Like, he learned to shove it yesterday, and he does a shove it on this gross bank straight away. I learned to kick turn after the first time on this. It's the same, it's just worse now. Ugh, so dusty. I don't really, and I'm not actually in the mood to skate. I just kind of wanted to get out of the house. But I'm going to go to another old spot. Massively underwhelming compared to that one, but just going to go and have a look because it's nearby.
Getting fucking closer though.
Really skate style. It's the best thing to do.
Oh, fuck. I think I'll wear my rowlies.
This feels like the strangest skate spot to visit, to do a little memory lane on, because we used to hang out in this car park a lot. MFI Halford's car park in Cheltenham. Now, there are a couple of gaps here. There's one gap which I'm going to challenge my brother to come back at some point, but also from that old MiniDV footage, highlighting just how bad I was at skating. Well, no, highlighting how much I didn't want to be in front of the camera skating. The little clips of my ollies. I try and ollie over a grate.
Almost. Yeah!
So I'm going to try and get redemption on that. I'll try for the redemption first, then I'll show some spot bits. It's definitely not a skate spot. Like, it's not like the curbs are waxed or anything here, although they bloody well should be. It's all right. I always thought it was all right. Anyway, this is the grate. I'm going to try and ollie over that. Oh dear. It's such a silly thing, it's barely a 3-inch gap and I found that hard, but I'm really pleased. It's so silly, that's so silly. I can't believe it took me a few tries as well, but what a difference 23 years makes. Yeah, oh man, I've really got to work on my ollies still. Like, I don't understand the disconnect between how they feel really good, but I can't get them to float. I wish I'd floated a bit more over that tiny little grate gap. But anyway, you know, different thing for a different time. I hope you kind of enjoyed that. It was, yeah. I'm gonna do kind of part 2 next week or maybe the week after. We'll do some of those South Bank clips. So just while I enjoy this sunshine and Barbican, which, I don't know, can you skate at Barbican? Anyway, right. This is just an outro that says thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks for subscribing. That's it. Anyway, continue to like, continue to comment. If you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, that'd be great. Yeah, hopefully summer's here, hopefully.